1. Welcome back to the Invictus Stream. And we are live. We are here with Call of Cthulhu character creation. I am here with my amazing brother Alex.
Hello.
My best friend Chris.
Good evening.
My friend Justin.
Oh.
Just kidding. My other best friend Justin.
No, it's understood.
And my bestest friend Michael.
Hey.
And we are here on this glorious Wednesday night, 1 week before we start our campaign, to do our character creation, character introductions, character backstories, and just to have an all-around spooky time talking about Call of Cthulhu. Thank you all for joining us, and give yourselves a sexual round of applause for being here.
Excellent. Excellent.
You might have noticed we have handsome new overlays for this new campaign, each with the character's picture and a measure of sanity. Alex is getting into character. Over the past 4 weeks or so, we have been posting narrations that Justin has very kindly donated his time to recording for us. Really fantastic narrations of some short stories of these characters' backgrounds. So if you've been following along and listening, hopefully you have a bit of an idea of what each of these characters is a little bit about. And the one who I think is going to be last in line is going to be Michael, since he just posted it. I don't think he got a chance to actually hear it himself. So
No, I'm running a little blind on this one. But, you know, it's okay. We'll see how it goes.
Michael has already promised that he's going to do full Boston, Mass accent for the entire campaign.
Oh,
and
fucking wicked weird. I got it on.
I am so excited just to see it because I think it's fucking awesome. I think we should all talk fucking awesome, like we're from Boston, yeah?
Listen, you better keep your fucking mouth to yourself, otherwise I'll knock your fucking nose off, eh?
Like, I automatically do Australian. There's a Boston accent. Is it Boston? Is that Aussie bear? I can't do Boston.
You like apples? How do you like them apples? Is that him? Is that
That's Boston, yeah.
Matt Damon.
Good Will Hunting?
So what we wanted to talk
Matt
about...
Damon.
Matt Damon. So we're going to talk a little bit about these characters. We're going to do some character creation and roll up what we're doing. We're going to be doing a little bit of talking about what you guys are going to be doing to help us, involving the community, obviously. And we're going to maybe talk a little bit about what the campaign's going to be doing. So, first and foremost, do you guys all have your character sheets?
I do.
I know some of you guys were having trouble getting them.
I got one for you, Chris. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you.
I just said
email
I
it to me?
didn't.
I will do this.
And Chris, I'm sending you the updated overlay because I changed hit points to sanity. As you'll notice, they all have a marker up in the top corner of their sheets that measures their sanity, and this is a lot more useful than hit points because sanity goes up and down a lot more than hit points. As I was reading and remembering how.
You know, as it goes up and down, we should act more or less insane.
That's actually the goal. So, for people who are new to Call of Cthulhu is a... I want to say it's a game meant for us because it's a big role-playing game. It's a lot about getting into character. It's a lot about acting insane, as Alex said. The first game that we ever played, Justin had probably one of my favorite characters, where he was a saxophone jazz musician. And we created the characters, and I remember it was so funny because we were new to the game, and the whole point of this game is they're investigators. They're trying to solve cases and things like that. And they were just on the hot trail of a new lead, and the other person we're playing with was my wife, and my wife's like, okay, I'm going to follow up on the funeral home, and then I'm going to go to all this kind of shit. And Justin's like, I'm going to go down to the bridge and play my saxophone.
He's got it out, too.
So And so he goes down to the river and plays all night and then sleeps in all morning. And by the time he woke up and walked, my wife had figured out where the guy was, where they were going, who was the murderer. Literally 90% of the story was hilarious. But the funny part of the story isn't just that. It's that when Chris joined the game, and we were like catching them up. I'm like, okay, this is what Holly learned. This is what Justin's been doing. Chris is like, okay, cool. And then the first interaction between Chris and Justin's character, they're like, do you want to go down to the bridge and So again, Holly's at the library doing all the researching and stuff like that, and these guys are downplaying. But you know what? To me, that's kind of what the game's about. It's getting into the
playing
world.
saxophone, by the way.
No, but you know what? But I still remember that character vividly that Justin created. He had a Bible. He had his grandfather's Bible. He always kept it with him. He was religious. He was a musician. He was dexterous and all that kind of stuff. So to me, he kind of really created that world in my mind and all the players' mind, and that was, I thought, what was the coolest thing about that. So, for people who don't know Call of Cthulhu, as I mentioned, they are all investigators. These guys are going to be trying to solve mysteries and uncovering secrets of worlds long since dormant. And Mike's going to be saying fuck a lot, but in a Boston accent.
It's true. Because one of the things I learned in researching this fucking accent is that New Englanders are known for using the word fuck a lot. Almost as much as they use the word wicked. But I don't think I'm going to use the word wicked because it's fucking wicked weird to be in like 1920 to be like, that's fucking wicked.
Yeah, but I kind of want you to do it anyway because I think that's fucking wicked.
Well, then we'll do it. It'll be just fucking wicked weird. But,
wicked and weird. I'm a road hog with an old dog. So,
yeah, and I figure if we're going to be playing with these fucking card sharks, I better keep things going legit.
Speaking of card sharks, let's start off by introducing Henry McFarland. Henry McFarland, tell us a little bit about what you know about your character so far.
Well, Henry McFarland is, among many things, a dad. Most importantly, I'm a father. That's the one thing I got going for me. My character, he has never really been able to hold a job because of his gambling addiction. I can't stop it. Maybe this time it'll be lucky, maybe not. But I'll always take the chance and hope that I'll win big because I think my ship's coming in soon. But when it comes down to it, if I have to make a decision, I will always turn to my conscience, which is my little girl. And I look to her, and I know if I think I can make her proud, it's a good decision.
Nice. Deep.
Very nice.
It made me, that hit me as a real character. Justin, you play Frank Nelson Underhill. You were one of the first to record stories. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, I've been a train operator for 25 years. And if there's one thing that keeps me sane, it's order. And things being placed where they should be, and things being done the way they should be, which is why my wife and I didn't really get along. And she's no longer with us.
Oh.
And it's hard for me to move forward, but as long as I stick to order and keeping things organized, I think that I can overcome this and find who murdered her.
So we have Frank Underhill dealing with some heavy shit. Alex, you're playing Edward Mason, a boxer.
Right.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I'm ready to kick ass because, well, here's the truth. Actually, is I will go down for a fight. With enough cash. I'll do anything. Basically, I'll put my head through a wall if you want me to. But I'll break whoever's back gets in my way, and if you pay me enough cash, I'll break backs for you. So I think that's pretty much who I am.
I think Edward Mason's pretty cut and dry. Look at that fucking profile picture. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. And I use my face to punch people's fists and break their hands.
And Michael,
they're punching me.
you are the youngest member of this little investigation team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Jarrett Coons?
Yeah, it's true, Arlen. Really, my desire to investigate comes from my insatiable knowledge, my quest for knowledge, and whether it's from books or the talk radio shows or just I like to help people wherever we go, because you can read, but you have to experience, and the best way to learn about someone is to walk a mile in their shoes, and that way you can really get a sense of who they are as a person.
I dig it. Jarrett, you're a man after my own heart. So those are our 4 investigators in the 1920 setting for our Call of Cthulhu campaign. We have, Justin has recorded full narrations for each of their backstories, little vignettes, as Chris Lawrence would put it, that look into each of these characters' time leading up to the start of the game. I believe Henry McFarlane's was 3 weeks ago. Edwards was Frank's was 2 weeks ago, Edwards was just last week, and Jarrett's was just a few hours ago. And all this is leading up to the start of the campaign next Wednesday. So, over the next week, give them a listen, because they're fantastically done by Justin again, and they're going to be integral to the story and to understanding these characters and their motivations. So, that's just a little new way that we're trying to expand, man. Oh, I still got the hippie from the last game. Yeah, man. Except I was the Russian. Oh, Chris, you missed a good Russian.
I'll make sure I watch it later.
Hippie.
And the video.
And like the video. Now, that being said, because this came right after, I kind of forgot to do the intro, but welcome. This is an 18-plus show, of course. While it's character creation, I'm not going to worry too much, but I did want to point out that a new member of our little Facebook group, which I will get you to join after, mentioned that the new games shouldn't be 18-plus because Google always has issues with it. And you know what? I sympathize with that. If there is a particularly disgusting or gruesome episode coming up that's dealing with some very unsavory issues, I will probably mark it 18+, but I will warn you guys beforehand. But for now, because I know the first few games aren't too bad, I'm going to leave 18+ off and just do a warning as we've always done, because I don't like Google or YouTube, and I don't think you should have to sign in just to watch a movie and like something. I think it's frustrating. So, it's up to your own maturity level. But in this character creation alone, we are going to say fuck a few times. In fact,
it's true. And anytime you can go in and like our fucking videos, be fucking awesome.
Go fucking like our fucking videos, you fucking Goomba. But yes, please like this video right now, because that helps us tremendously and it gets the word out for our Call of Cthulhu campaign, which we're more than excited about, as well as join the Facebook group. Now, we are going to get into the hard dice rolls for these guys, running up their stats, learning about what each one is going to be successful at and not successful at. But before we do that, I want to quickly touch on what you guys are going to be doing.
I like when you touch on stuff, Arlen.
You like it when I touch on stuff?
I like when you touch on stuff.
Yo,
I do.
Like that, I'll punch your fucking lights out.
It's because they're going to go fighting each other. No, but I want to touch on what you guys. I want to touch on what you guys are going to be doing. As the viewers, you are integral, this is going to be the word of the day, to what we want to achieve with this story, with this campaign, and to what the investigators want to achieve. You guys are going to be important in them solving things, figuring out clues and stuff like that. So in addition to what we did for Numenera, we did a weekly poll where you guys could submit answers. And we're going to do something along that line for this as well. You guys will think of poems and books and things like that. But what we're going to be doing, starting tomorrow, is every Thursday around noon, we're going to be posting an enigma, a bit of a riddle, a cipher, so to speak, on the Facebook group, which you guys can try to solve. Now, there's a whole backstory to this, and long story short, I'm going to post a PDF file on our channel within the next 2 minutes. But you guys are past investigators. Everybody watching this is a spirit of an investigator that once existed. You know the world. You know the darkness that lies behind every corner. And from your spirit realm, you are helping these guys any way you can. And every Thursday we're going to be posting a new riddle that might be contextual to the story, might be a little out of bounds, but either way it's going to need an answer. The first 3 people who can figure it out before that coming game, which would be about a week, have to email us, and the first 3 answers that are correct will get 5 XP each, again, to spend on the game. But more importantly, when you solve that answer, it gets put into game. So, for example, these guys might come up to, a padlock chest that needs a combination. Well, the cipher or the enigma that you guys solve during the week is going to be the combination to that lock. If you don't solve it, they don't figure out what's in there. It might hinder the story. They might have to figure another way in it. So you spiritual investigators, you spiritual advisors to our Call of Cthulhu team are so important because you are going to help these guys solve it. So that's
I got a question on that.
Michael's got a fucking question, Mike. Ask your fucking question.
And again, because I gotta I'm thinking from their point of view.
Yeah.
If they can't get it, and we get to a point where no one's really got it, can they spend XP to get a little clue or something?
Yes, and Justin and I talked about this too. So before going straight to clues, and clues are absolutely going to be offered by us, but before doing that, what we want is to also promote that sense of community. So if you guys, basically how this will work, tomorrow you'll see at noon, I will post the link. It might be easy. A lot of you might solve it within the first few minutes. And once we get our 3 submissions with the correct answer, I'll just write solved under it so you don't have to waste your time. However, do not post the answer in the comments because you might want to, spend some time trying to solve it yourself anyway. But if it's going unsolved and some people are trying to figure it out, feel free to comment below that and talk about it. Has anyone tried this solution? Do you guys have an idea for this? Blah, blah, blah. Because that's what we want to promote first and foremost. Now, if there's 100 comments and we're still not getting it, yes, Mike, absolutely. The next step would be to get someone to ante up a little bit of XP, and we will give them a solution to that so that hopefully it can be something that is... the first one, at least, I think is pretty doable. But then I don't know, because we're coming from the kind of guys who on a Friday night, instead of going to see a movie, we'll go to an escape room. The night before Chris's wedding. Chris, what did we do the night before your wedding?
We all got ourselves locked into a space, probably a 10 by 10 room, and we had to try to escape it. Because, we're cool that way.
You did that too?
Oh, the challenge. Yeah. It's these really. That sounds horrible. It just sounds like we locked ourselves in a shed or something. But there are these companies that come out with these really cool escape it rooms. I'm sure they have them in the States and everywhere else, where they have all these puzzles and ciphers and different things you have to figure out in order to get out of the room within a time frame. And they have these storylines, so it could be like an axe murderer's house. You have to try to escape. Actually really fun. And they have these ones at Castle Loma right now, which I'm thinking the Invictus team should go and try out sometime.
I think it's a great idea, Chris.
Yeah, whose idea was that?
I believe it was mine, which is why I think it's a fucking great idea. But the other thing I also wanted to say is, as one of the designated drivers on that night, it may work a little better for you guys if the rest of the group you go with isn't completely inebriated.
You're
they
referring
have
to the
enough
fact
trouble
that
just standing up, let alone solving freaking little puzzles.
Are you referring to the fact that I let our team down that night?
I wasn't placing any blame. I'm just saying as a whole.
What'd you just call me? A hole? A what hole? All right. Fair enough. Well, it made me feel bad about it, but your cousin made me feel bad enough. Sorry, Zara's cousin. Or your wife's cousin, I should say. Anyway, so Guy did not let the fact that I messed those numbers up go. But, so that's a little bit about what you guys are going to be playing in this game. And again, that does not mean you are limited to anything. We are still going to be looking for solutions to riddles and ciphers within the game. But this is going to be something that you guys will be able to do in your own time, maybe spend some time trying to figure it out. Again, maybe it'll be easy, and it's just a little extra way to earn XP. So that's a bit about what your role is, and I just posted the PDF on our Facebook group that you can read through. A little bit of context so you kind of understand where you're coming from. So that's where you guys come in. Now let's talk about where these guys come in. And we're going to do a little bit of rolling up, unless there's any immediate questions that you guys have.
Do you want me to do this on an actual file on the computer? Is it okay if I go the old school hard copy way?
Whoa, who goes old school hard copy? Yeah, you can do old school hard copy. Totally fine.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask as well, because I'm wondering, like, once we got them, do you want us to give them, like, send the file back to you, and then maybe you could post them all on Facebook or something so that people could take a look at them?
Yeah. So yeah, when you're done, if you can scan them or give me the numbers of some way, just get them back to me because I will
Sounds
do
good.
all of that.
There's a lot of boxes on this thing. I'm not really sure what's going on.
You're a boxer. You should know how to do that.
You're boxing. You love boxing.
Oh,
All right, so
I get it. Boxes.
character creation. A few notes on this game because it's totally different. Well, not totally different, but it's different than the game we played before. We played the 6th edition. It would have been. This is the 7th edition. This game is super dependent, and I'm going to hit on this a few times because I myself continually forget it, on levels of success. In the typical game, you would have a skill for that you're rolling against. Like, let's say it's always out of 100. So let's say you have 50 out of 100 in your lockpick skill. You guys remember this, right?
Yep.
And in order to succeed, if you're picking a lock, you want to roll under 50, which is the same in this. However, this version, it depends on you have a regular success, which is, okay, so you roll 50 and you get 25 to 50. So you get under 50 is a regular success. There's hard successes, which is half of that value, which would be 25 or under. And there's extreme successes, which is 10 or under. You understand? So there's 3 levels of success that you can have. It's not just you either pass or fail. It's you can pass a hard, or you can pass extreme. And that is an extremely important detail with this system that is different than the last one.
But you will find that information here at the bottom left-hand on the back of your character sheet. It actually gives you quick little reference rules.
Oh.
Yeah, it is
to
there.
Help us remember.
Yeah, and the reason, exactly, and they'll be there, and they are relatively easy to make sure that you have. But that's so important because I keep forgetting it. Everything. Combat is dependent on whether you did a hard or extreme success or just a regular success. Dodging is dependent on that, and a lot of other things. So.
And the new sheets are delightful.
They're just delightful. I agree.
They are delightful.
I'm a big fan of this new, the Kickstarter, I guess, version that they did. I think it just looks really nice.
That's delightful.
Very sharp.
Just delightful.
Yeah, they are. They are.
So step 1 in creating your character is we want to generate the characteristics, which is rolling up all the stuff. So let's pull up all of our dice rolling apps.
Which we have great graphics for.
We roll a percentage one, right?
No, not for stats. We're just gonna
but I'm saying most of the rolls are a percentage, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be percentage roll. Yeah, that's exactly right. 53.
So 53.
All right, so everyone, we're going to start off by rolling strength. Roll 3d6 for your strength.
Boom, boom, boom.
3d6 for the strength.
So it's going to be 3d6, and then you times that total by 5.
What? This is so math-like.
I know this one.
Times it by 5?
Yeah, by 5. So Mike, yours is 9 times 5 would be 45.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Mine's not 50. Mine's 10.
And punch that into your strength.
11.
Strength.
Wow.
Strength. Tell me when you're done that, and we'll move on.
Can I adjust mine if I think it's too high?
If you think it's too high, what are you at?
Yeah. Well, I'm not that high right now, but it's a 55. I don't know if that's really high. It seems pretty average.
Yeah, it's about average. No, because all the strength really means is...
I really want to roleplay this, though, and I'm picturing kind of like a... Oh, I'll see how it goes. I'll change my character based on the sheets.
Yeah, well, we can always say, like, you can switch to or something like that, which a lot of people do, so...
You kind of look like a strong guy.
No.
Michael, on the other hand, you don't look like so much of a strong guy.
All right, Constitution...
Yeah, but it's all about the will.
All right, Constitution. Constitution is another roll 3d6. Roll 3d6 and multiply by 5 to do your Constitution.
Sorry, 3d6?
3d6 times 5.
That's a good one for me.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and Constitution is just your health. You know, your vigor, your vitality. Poisons and diseases are kind of dependent on
And
this.
this is by 5 as well?
This is by 5 as well. Everything is going to be between 1 and 100. So your size is...
Now, is this in inches that we're doing this?
Girth?
we want to do 2d6 plus 6 and multiply that by 5.
2d6.
Now, for certain characters like Alex and Jarrett, you guys might want to change this a little bit, and that's fine by me, just because Jarrett, you're small, and Alex, you are more muscular.
Yeah.
So 2d6 times 5 again?
2d6 plus 6 times 5.
2d6
Whoa. This is like so much math.
Just pull up the calculator you got. You got a fucking calculator on your desktop. You
8
times 5?
plus 6.
2d6 plus 6.
Times.
What stat are we rolling for?
This is con.
Times
Or
5.
size, sorry, size.
Size, okay.
So
Size
maybe
doesn't-
I'm just like tall and lanky?
Because I got pretty big. I'm 80.
That's fine.
I'm 85. And I'm the boxer, so I should be big.
That makes sense.
Hmm. Well, we can switch them after if you think you're too big.
So that
No,
was,
I,
so that
I
was
figure
2d6.
I'm just tall and lanky.
That was 2d6 plus 6 times 5.
Correct. All right. So, but you know what? Henry McFarland is actually quite lanky. He's very tall, and size can just be height. Actually, he's the tallest of them all. So,
That makes sense.
dexterity. Roll 3d6 and times it by 5. Now, you guys, the ones that are writing this on paper, sorry, I should have said, a lot of these rules you might want to write just beside them and then erase them after, because some of them might change depending on a few different things.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I just figured everyone was doing it. So 3d6 times 5, everyone good?
Yep.
Appearance is going to be the same, 3d6 times 5. And appearance is just how charming and likable you guys are. Dexterity, I should mention too, is attack order. So the higher dexterity is always going to attack first.
Oh, I must be more attractive than I look.
Hey, you just got beat up. Doesn't mean you're unattractive.
You're
Well,
likable.
again, maybe they women like you because you're like more personality and tongue.
More personality?
Not all about.
That's the Boston accent.
Actually, I'm not very appealing. In fact, I'm more appealing. My appearance is more than my strength, which doesn't make any sense.
All right, intelligence is 2d6 plus 6 multiplied by 5. Again, this is one of those ones that might change depending on a few different things, like if you take education and stuff like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're not smart, unless you're dumb.
Okay.
0.45.
2d6 plus 6 times 5.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
a very intelligent boxer.
Power is 3d6 by 5. And your education is 2d6 plus 6 by 5. Whoop, whoop. And for luck, which is... Where's luck on those? Oh, it's down there. This is kind of a circle that you circle. Luck is 3d6 times 5.
Oh, jeez.
Waka 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 waka. Oh, right. Everybody done?
Mm-hmm.
So,
gotta
you're-
find luck.
Where am I going to find luck?
You circle. It's under a Call of Cthulhu right there.
it's right under the Call of Cthulhu title.
I got 50 for luck. Great. 50%.
Means you're
Will
no
luck
better.
change, Harlan?
Luck will never go higher than that, but it will rise and fall. Yes.
There better not be any spiked pits.
Pencil.
It's kind of cool. Like, there's an optional rule that we are going to use for luck, which basically allows you to spend points to alter a result on a one-for-one basis. So, like, if you want to pick a lock and you're at 50, but you rolled a 52, you could spend 3 luck points to bring it down.
To 49. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, to 49, yeah. Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And you can also use it to, like, determine how much sanity you lose and stuff like that. It does obviously go down, but you can bring it back up, like any other improvement check, which we have talked about before, but we'll worry about that after. Good. Okay. Finally, age. Now, you guys all have pre-described ages that I gave you. I know, Jarrett, you're 21.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, that's
so.
good.
So 20 to 21, you need to do an improvement check for your education. An improvement check just means you roll a 1d100, and if you get if you get above your number, you increase it by a 1d10. Above, right? Yeah, because the idea would be that higher it is, the tougher it is. Yeah, so you want to get above your number.
So above which one? My education?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't, unfortunately.
How high is your education?
It's 75.
Wow.
And I
Okay,
got
well, that's good.
70, yeah.
That's good. And that fits your character, too. You're very educated. Justin, you, I believe, age-wise, are 41? And Henry, you're in 40 as well. I will both double-check, actually, right now, because I have your shit up.
I thought Justin's got 50 on his.
No, that's wrong. Henry, you're 41, and Frank, you're 42. Frank, you're 42.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hold on.
So do we have to roll anything for that then?
Yes. So because you guys are in your 40s, you make 2 improvement checks for your education, meaning that you can roll twice to try to beat your education, and if you beat your education, you can raise it 1d10.
Which again is a 2-sider, 2d6 plus 6.
No, you just raise it 1d10. Remember how every time...
I meant you. Oh, you chopped. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like we're doing kind of like a difficulty test where you try to get under the number.
Exactly. And a big part of this game, which I will touch on now, is every time these guys use the skill in-game. So if Justin's picking a lock and he succeeds at it, he puts a little check mark next to that box. At the end of that game, or the beginning of the next game, whatever, he is going to roll a 1d100 to beat that. And if he beats that, he goes up 1d10.
Whopping 1.
So Justin rolled over his education once and rolled a 1d10 to increase it 1. Chris?
Okay, so I rolled under it once.
And roll one more time.
And then the second time I didn't roll under it.
So you rolled over it?
Yes, but do I raise it based on the first one and then roll again, or no?
No, then you roll 1d10. So you got 1, and now you just roll 1d10 to see how much you increase it by.
Woo!
So you increase your education by 2. However, because you guys are 40, you deduct 5 points among your strength, constitution, or dexterity. And you reduce your appearance by 5.
What?
Hey!
We can get better looking.
Some of us might take offense to something like that.
And Alex, you're 31, so you make an improvement check for education, same as Jarrett.
What? Okay, so what do I do?
Roll a 1d100, which is a percentage die, and you want to beat your education score.
Which is 70. 71!
Nice. And then you roll a 1d10, and you increase it by that much.
3.
Although, just because I'm offended doesn't mean it's not true.
So true. Justin, can you do 50?
73.
You can, but the story is different.
Yeah, no
But
problem.
that's fine. If you want to be 50, you can. But you would... you would be deducting more points and all that kind of stuff. Do you want to do that?
It doesn't seem
No.
beneficial to be older.
Well, no, I'm just thinking of my character. I've been doing it for 25 years. Yeah, 18. No, that's doable.
You look like... Oh, go. Sorry.
I was just going to say, it seems like it's not beneficial to be older, but you get more education. You get more education, less strength, constitution, dexterity.
And appearance.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
But how much did I lower my appearance by?
5.
5.
Oh, you're looking ugly already.
That's that. If you're 80 to 89, you lower your
Kidding.
appearance by 25 points.
Oh man, what a drag it is getting old.
All right. So normally, with all this stuff, if you're using the autofill, it would deduct the half and fifth sizes for you, or numbers for you. So if you're using autofill, it will do half and fifth numbers right away in all the boxes. With you guys not doing the autofill, you have to do it all by hand, but you might just want to type it up after because it's going to take a long time. Because you need to know the halves and the fifths pretty much at all times because they come up so much. As well as people aren't using the autofill, your damage bonus and your build needs to be determined. So if you're basically what you do is you add your strength and your size, I believe. So add your strength plus your size, and then tell me the total.
Okay, so mine would be a total of 120. 130.
130. So under damage bonus, write 1d4, and under build, write number 1.
Okay.
Mine's 134.
So yours should be auto-filled, Alex's will.
135. Where am I putting this?
It should auto be auto-filled near the bottom.
Near the bottom of...
Combat. It's in the colic through the bottom right hand. Combat. It says in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Is it filled there, 1d4 and all that?
1d4 plus 1 build.
Yeah.
85.
Yours is 85. Yours isn't auto-filled either?
Nope.
Okay, so yours is just none. Your no damage bonus and no build.
Okay.
And Mike?
Oh, yeah, sorry. 115.
115, you're also none. So 0 damage bonus, 0 build.
Well, that makes sense to me, because I don't look all that tough.
And your hit points are your constitution plus your size, and then divided by 10. And round down.
Why?
Because. So as you guys are doing that, for the people who are watching and probably bored because we're running numbers, I'll tell you a little bit more about how this game is going to play. Like I said, there's regular, hard, and extreme successes, and that's so important with this game because it's dependent on so much. As I mentioned, we're going to be using luck points. So when these guys fail something, they can spend luck points equal to a 1-for-1 basis to bump a skill up or down. I don't know why they'd want to do that. However, you can only use them for damage rolls, sanity rolls, and... you can't use them on damage rolls, sanity rolls, or rolls to determine the amount of sanity points lost. So if you're trying to shoot someone and you miss, you can spend luck to bump it up, but you can't change it to increase the amount of damage or anything like that, and vice versa. If you get shot, you can spend it to maybe dodge a little more, but if you get hit, you can't lower the damage. You guys are good running your hit points?
Is it max XP we're looking at?
Yeah.
So mine's 16. Does that make sense?
HP. Yeah.
Max HP. What did I say?
XP.
Oh, sorry.
No, 16's perfect for you. You're a boxer. You're big.
What is the what do you have to add again? Just to double check it.
Your constitution plus your size, and then divided by 10, and rounded down, obviously. Obviously. And I believe your sanity is equal to your power. I believe.
Yeah. Max insanity.
Wipe out.
HP is size and strength divided by 10. Yeah. And -5 for appearance.
So your hit points, what we have right now, is our max?
What you have for your hit points is your max, correct. You can't ever go higher than that. And once you find out your sanity, update your sanity in the top corner so we can see what you guys are all at, sanity-wise. And we're using the very frustrating dice rolling number that we always delete. As the
that's
natural.
Cool.
Sanity is equal to your power.
I'm going to change my color to what it should be.
Green.
Oh.
One that shows up well.
So, Mike, your sanity.
That's going to take a while.
Nope, it's not.
Oh.
65.
Your sanity is just equal to your power. So, whatever you rolled up for power, it's going to be that. Oh, your sanity is going up.
Power equals none.
Alex is 99 sanity. So 65. We got 50. 99.
Oh.
You're not 99.
No, I know. That's from before.
Neither of you are 99.
Done that. Sorry.
I want to know who's going to be the first to go insane.
How do I get back to that?
So far, it looks like Justin. Yeah, I think it's going to be Justin.
Wow, you guys have really good sanity.
But it kind of fits because your wife died.
Yeah, I know.
Alex
How
is
does
high
the
sanity.
boxer have that? How does the boxer have the most sanity?
Because he's like one of those like dumb boxers who just whoa.
Oh, he doesn't really bother. Yeah, nothing
He's
bothers.
not.
just
Hold on. A dumb
Yeah, that
boxer.
makes sense.
You
That
mean an
makes
ignorant
sense.
farmer? He's an ignorant
That's
farmer.
right.
Dumb boxes.
So he like walks into a room and he's like, yeah, there's a bunch of hanging corpses. I get that. Yeah, what?
Hey,
Oh,
Starts
sorry.
practicing his boxing. Starts
I
getting
posted-
Rocky.
I
I
may be a
posted
boxer.
ask any questions, and I totally forgot to check it because I was reading all those stats for you nerds. So Aisha asked, so if we solve the riddle, should we message you or the investigators? I assume that you will tell us if we're wrong and need to go back to the drawing board. So if you solve the riddle, the weekly enigma, and it won't be hard, you need to email us at theinvictusstream, which is always in the sidebar, at gmail.com, with the answer. And in the PDF I posted, there is a way to do it, and the PDF, if you can't see it, is in the files section on our Facebook page, and it's just called Call of Cthulhu Community Roll, I believe, as in like your role. And you email us with the subject line, your name, because sometimes your email might be something wacky. So you would say Aisha, week 1 enigma, and then in the body of the text you just write your solution. And we will tell you when we check the email if you're wrong or if you're right, but this is going to be one of those things that you'll probably know you're right. I won't keep it murky, so it's like, maybe. It'll be like, yeah, that was it. So hopefully that answers your question. But I do want to stress that if you do know the answer, don't post it in the comments because half the fun is solving it. And some people I know are busy and they might show up a little late and they want to solve the riddle. So, Gabe asked, how do you win Call of Cthulhu? You don't. And Bob answered that correctly. No win Call.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing that happens is you're going to die or you're going to lose your marbles.
Yeah. Your fucking mom.
It's the only real options you got.
He is 100% right. Yeah. So any more questions?
Can I just do a? Yeah, I want to do a question. While I was camping this week, in lieu of the last question, I went hunting for snapping turtles for Justin. I just thought I'd post for his head. So I want to come up with a clever title for this. So I'm going to post this on Facebook and see what everybody else comes up with.
That's so fucking funny.
That's
Your ass.
I was literally. Yeah, I was splashing my butt too, but that didn't come up in the picture.
I appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, I was trying to vengeance, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, if Gabe, if you're interested, check out this book, The Dunwich Horror.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great H.P. Lovecraft book with amazing. It gives you a good insight to the world of Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, in fact, any H.P. Lovecraft story, and I know Justin
any
has been toying with the idea of recording something and posting it, and I think that'd be a great idea too.
Yeah. But this was I mentioned this because it was a short read, and it's nice and he's not easy to read, I wouldn't say.
No, I don't think so either. Sorry, magic points are equal to 1/5 of your POW, Justin, because I saw you. So 1/5 of your power. And Hans asked if he should submit, or we should submit, dong pictures with.
Well,
and I think overwhelmingly, yes, obviously. And I think that's a silly question to ask because we want dong pictures always. Dong and butt pictures, and snapping turtle pictures.
yes.
Perfect. So yeah, any more questions? Bring them on. I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
And honestly, all pics can just go to Holland.
Yeah, just bring them. Bring them to
Send
me.
them to Holland.
Well, I checked the email anyway, so we'll come to me. It's all good. So a couple quick notes just before we go back into the creation. I want to touch on, again, we talked about regular extremes and hards and all that kind of stuff. one of the things this game has, which is similar to a lot of games nowadays, actually, and I think they introduced this probably because of that, is pushing a roll. Call of Cthulhu has the option to push rolls like a lot of other games. So, like anything else, you pick the skill that you're doing, and if you fail, you can push it. But you can't push luck, sanity rolls, or combat rolls, or anything like that. And then, yeah, that's it. You can push a roll, so you can basically re-roll it, but obviously the consequences are higher, like with everything. And we talked about that. Oh, if for whatever reason you guys need to roll luck, just so you know, and it's a group luck roll, the person with the lowest luck is always going to roll. So screw you guys. So who has the lowest luck?
I've got 30.
My luck is pretty good. I would hope it's no, it's 55. Is that good? 55?
Yeah. How do you have only like 30?
What?
You have
I
bad luck.
lose my luck up.
He's got bad luck. It's not his fault.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just. Yeah.
I think if my character had better luck, I couldn't really play him as a character because he just wouldn't be in the situation he is in.
So another question that Gabe asked, sorry, is that what do we fight in the game, humans or creatures? And Bob and Alex and Aisha all answered correctly. It's both. It's a bit of everything. But on that note, which is a great segue, one of the things that I want to stress so much to these guys, these players, as well as the viewers, is that Call of Cthulhu combat is very different, as you do not want to what?
Stick around or fight.
Oh, go insane.
Kill someone with a pillow when you need information from them. Wait, no. That's not the lesson I need to learn?
You do need to learn that lesson. That's what
I
I
learned
learned
that
that
lesson.
lesson.
Just did that. Kill the guy. No, you don't want to fight. If you can avoid it, you run away. That's like the rule of Call of Cthulhu. Something bigger than you, okay, turn and run. That's pretty much the modus of this
Unless
game.
he's unarmed, and then I'll kill him.
Yes, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with fighting. And typically in the past, I steered away from fighting in these games because there were more story. Totally different with this new rule set. I feel like fighting is a lot less cumbersome. I feel like it's a lot more convenient, but it is still very, very brutal. And I will give you guys a big old hint. You don't ever want to fight brawl. That will be my only hint. I like the rules for brawl fighting. It's so much better. But anytime you do ranged, it is totally different. And basically, to go over real quick, when you fight someone in a brawl, you will roll fight, and they can choose to roll fight or dodge. And it goes both ways. If something attacks you, you can either roll fight back or you can roll dodge. So you guys will know it'll be your brawling skill versus your dodge skill, which will roll up and you'll be able to boost. Not dodge, actually, I don't think. Or no, you can do dodge. So those are your two options. So if you attack a monster, it's pretty much always going to fight back. If a monster attacks you, you'll probably want to fight back, but you might want to dodge. The benefit is, if you roll fight back and you succeed it, so basically you always roll against yourself. When a monster attacks you, it rolls against its own fight, and it wants either a regular, a hard, or an extreme success. So if a monster has 50 in its fight, and it rolls a 25, that would be a hard success. If you're fighting back, you roll your brawl, and you want to get a hard or better success. Well, you want to get an extreme success, so you'd have to do a 1/5. If you guys both roll hard, the one attacking wins. If you roll both equal, if you both roll extreme or regulars, whoever attacks wins. And that's why it's not always great to roll fight. That was one of my things, because I was reading it, I was like, well, why would you ever want to roll dodge? Because if you get to fight back, that just means that you run the risk of doing it. But when you dodge, if something attacks you and you decide to dodge and you tie, like you both get regular successes, so this person rolls under 50 and you roll under 50 for your dodge, if they're 50s, dodge wins. So it always goes to the dodge. So that's just your play style depending on how you want to do it. But as in regards to combat, that's pretty much it. You roll against yourself. And with ranged, you just roll against your skill as a shooter. So if you have guns of like 70, you just got to roll under 70. And the regular, hard, and extreme successes are just based on distance. So I feel like they really streamlined the rules, which I like a lot more. Because remember the old fighting rules? They were messy.
Yeah, they were.
They had too much to bounce around with. The other thing I want to touch on real quick is the last thing that I noticed was really different with this new rule system, which is bonus and penalty die. Bonus and penalty die, and it works just like D&D 5th edition, where you get to roll an additional D20. So if you have a bonus die, you roll 2 of the 10 percenters, or the percent die, as opposed to the end numbers, and you take the higher one. If it's a penalty, you roll 2, and you take the lower one. Cool?
Cool.
Makes sense? Gabe asked, a lot of research has been done before you play this game. Am I finding out...
I was just
What?
about to say something to him about that.
Oh, well, you can answer...
I was just about to say, why not do it in video? No, I don't think it's set in real life. We are real people dealing with real problems, but there's also the Lovecraft, as Hans said, the Lovecraftian horror, which does include these dark themes of monsters from other dimensions. Ultimately, like in that Wikipedia document, forbidden knowledge, stuff that is basically nightmares that your nightmares are made of. That's kind of Lovecraft horror, and Cthulhu is, I guess, the leader of all things bad.
He's the leader of the pack.
And so I don't think, Gabe, just to answer your question, I don't think it's going to be crazy for you to follow. It's just going to be interesting. Almost like the Numenera is something totally wild on its own, so is Lovecraft horror.
Yes, and on that note, actually, in fact, going into this, and everyone here will agree, going into Call of Cthulhu or the Lovecraft mythos, knowing nothing is the best way to do it. Because the whole idea behind Lovecraft in general is fear the unknown. So when I describe creatures, I'm not going to say, oh, a Migu comes out of the woods. I'm going to say this winged creature with insect eyes and sharp fangs and spider-like. Yeah, it's all going to be described as you don't know what it is, because these guys don't know what it is. And to me, that's actually one of the benefits of Call of Cthulhu, because with D&D, it's like, oh, an orc comes out. Everybody knows what an orc is. At least if you're playing role-playing games, you should. But when it comes to what's an orc? Is it the oracle?
It's kind of like a fork that doesn't have any prongs left, because then they go to threeks and tooks and wonks, and then when you got like 0, it's orcs.
Exactly. So we're going to move quickly on to rolling up the skills. Now, these skills... no, Alex, that should not be right. I don't know why that is, but we'll worry about that.
That's the max, no?
No, not the MP. Your MP is your magic points. Your magic points should equal 1 something of your... I mentioned it before. 1/5 of your...
Power.
Yeah, 1/5 of your power.
Oh.
So,
it is.
for your personal interests and your occupational interests, we've talked about this before, you put percentage dials into 2 things. The first one we're going to do is your occupational interests. So it's equal to your education times... The investigator begins with represents a percentage of normal skill. I don't see it. It's some of your education. Oh, well, put it this way. Your intelligence times 2 is your personal interests. So times your intelligence by 2 while I figure out what your other one is. I know it's education times something. Calculator or use the character specified alongside the activation along the result of percentile rating skills. Write down the numbers. I don't know. Well, in the meantime, do your personal skills. So these should not be occupational. These should be things that you could justify your character learning in spare time. And Justin, why don't I put yours on screen and you can show us which ones you do in your personal time while I try to figure out why the fuck it's not showing up.
Sure.
And then what you're saying is we got that many points to divide amongst them?
Yes. So you should have something along the lines of whatever your intelligence times 2 would be. So anywhere from 60 to 150.
Are you talking about our investigator skills?
No, these are going to be your personal skills first, only because I can't see the education number. So Alex, you are getting an idea for your character. What's your intelligence?
73. Oh, sorry, no, 75.
75. Perfect. So you're going to have 150 points, and this has nothing to do with boxing. And you would justify this in your own personal way. You're building a character. You know, what is he like? What does he do in his spare time? Does he go to the shooting range? Does he want to learn how to fly? Does he practice driving? Does he practice sleight of hand? And these are all things that are not to do with your occupation. I mean, they can be, but it's nothing that. But you're going to be putting rules into it anyway.
This is like
so
the
occupation.
skills, right?
My occupation, I was going to be unemployed.
Yes.
Now, that makes it challenging for this part of the personal, because some of them would relate to what I kind of do to make a living.
Yeah.
There
And
is
there are in the
There's going to be overlap.
Yeah, there's definitely overlap, and that's 100% okay. But in the investigator's rulebook I sent you guys, there's a whole number of occupations, and they recommend that you actually pick one similar to yourself. So for you, Chris, there's probably like not a homeless, but like a hobo. There you go.
The hobo. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So that's right. It's in the occupation how much you get. So let's pull up those. That's right. They changed it. As opposed to before, you could kind of be anything. Now you want to find something closest to yourself, and that's how many occupational skill points you get. So Justin just posted what you have. So you have your education times 2 plus your appearance times 2 or your dexterity times 2.
That's an engineer, though, isn't it?
No, that's a hobo.
Oh, sorry. Okay, say that one more time.
He posted it in the chat.
Oh, perfect.
So that's yours. So Justin, you know where yours is.
Well, I was looking at either engineer or driver. Should I do? I'm thinking
Whatever you'd like.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, whatever you'd like. I think both are pretty fair. Alex, I will find yours. You would be a boxer.
Like, I've only got this one area. It's called investigator skills, so that must be what you're talking about.
Yeah, he is. He's talking about that area. It's just you can add to those skills, not based on your occupation, but as a personal interest to begin with.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Well, let's start off, now that we know what we're rolling for the actual education skills, let's start off with that. So Alex, your occupational skill points. So skill points that you want to assign only to things that are going to be related to boxing is education times 2 plus your strength times 2. Okay?
Plus strength times 2. Okay.
So what's that number?
Oh. Education times 2. 73 times 2. Now is this using bed mass? Strength times 2, as I said?
Yeah.
Plus 100.
So it's just 100?
246.
Perfect. So you're going to assign 246 points to things that relate to boxing. And there's a list of them, and I'll send them to you. Read chat right now. These are the things you're going to want to put those points into. Dodge, fighting, intimidate, jump, psychology, spot hidden, and any 2 other skills.
246 points going there.
Yeah. And Alex, there's 2 more things in there. Your credit rating is anywhere from 9 to 60, and your suggested contacts are there.
Credit rating?
Yeah, and I'll do the same for you right now, Chris, and then we'll get to you.
But 150 I get because I'm putting, that's my personal stuff, right?
Personal, do that after. Yeah.
But it is 150.
Correct. Chris, would you like drifter or hobo? I'll let you go.
Drifter.
Of course you do.
Is it the same? Is it the same calculation for points?
Yes. Oh no, it lets you do strength as well.
Oh, I'm not doing strength.
Well, it lets you do it as an option. But anyway, what I just posted, do you see that?
Yeah. Isn't
So that's
that
everything
different
for
from-
you. That's drifter. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And Mike, I guess student.
Well, I was Yeah, I guess that would be right. I guess. Wow, I'm losing it. I gotta talk a little more. But yeah,
Need to
student.
talk.
Okay, so Mike, message me in chat real quick so I can space out between mine and Chris's. Just write something in chat. Anything.
No, I'm good. I got it right in front of me.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, either way, that's yours.
Like I get education times 4.
Perfect. And Justin, you obviously got yours already?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's your skill points. So what these guys are doing now is they're assigning various stats to their things on their character sheet. And what I'll do is I will show you a character I have rolled up already to show you a little bit of what the finished characters are going to look like.
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw! So there we go. So here's the character we have. And you can see down here he's got all of his skills filled out. And each skill is going to have their total value, their 1/5 value down here, and their half value. And again, because those are used very commonly.
And what is the percentage beside the skills?
Those are your starting percentages. So, for instance, you'll see firearms and handguns already has 20%. So if you want to add 25% on top of that, or sorry, 30% on top of that, you'll end up with 50.
Okay.
So you only need to use 30 points to make that a 50.
Okay.
And then dodge is obviously equal to half your dexterity, but you can also increase that. Especially as a boxer, you'll probably want to, Alex.
Yeah.
And just make sure you do it in the occupational and then the personal interest. And you can justify personal interest any way you want, and you should tell us about it because I'd be interested. In the meantime, while you guys are running that, I will post this. So with Numenera, we had a unique way of spending experience points that you could cash in and change the game. Well, we're doing the same for Call of Cthulhu. So right this second, I am posting the PDF for how you get to spend experience points in this game. And it is a little different because obviously this is a different game and it's going to be a lot tougher. So what I'll do is I will screen share what is going to happen with that. There we go. So this is the new confidential how to spend XP with Call of Cthulhu. There's 5 ways. Obviously, earn 1 by joining our Facebook page. That's a lot of you. Hopefully all of you are already there. You earn 1 XP for liking the designated post on Facebook during the Wednesday night live stream. You might have noticed the last few weeks we've been changing comment under here to just like this. Make sure you like it. Comment, absolutely. And that's where we're going to still hold all the discussion. But liking it is easy to tally, because then when Justin runs the tally the next day, he just needs to look at all the people who liked it and give them 1 XP each. So like the designated post. It tells us that you're watching live, and you can do your thing. Earn 2 XP by referring a friend. So if you are talking to someone, you're like, hey, I really like these guys, you should check them out, and they join our group, we will welcome them. And all they have to do is mention, oh yeah, you know, Aisha told me to come here, and guess what? 2 XP for you, Aisha. Earn 1 to 4 weekly during our polls and contests. This is also covered in the roles of the advisors, or the spiritual advisors that we talked about, but also the other things that we do. As well as earn 3 XP for helpful suggestions during the Wednesday live games. This is doubly true for this game. It was very important in Numenera. It is so much more important in Call of Cthulhu because Call of Cthulhu is an investigating game. These guys are going to be trapped in a bunch of jail cells looking for ways to get out. And they're going to be needing all the help they can get. So, those are how to earn, how to spend. There are 4 awesome ways to spend. Number 1, it's dangerous to go it alone, so take this. You can spend 5 XP to gift 1 bonus or penalty die to a chosen player. Character's next roll. So, Mike is trying to pick a lock, and you see that he's probably not going to make it because his lockpick's so low. Gift him a bonus die or penalty die, and he can use it for that roll. Now, if you also want to gift them a bonus or penalty die that they can bank, meaning they can use it when they want it, keep it in their back pocket. That's also something that you can do, but that's your choice. Aiding or abetting, buy the character a shot. They will recover 1d4 health or 1d6 sanity, but it can't bring a character back from unconsciousness. Practice makes perfect. 15 XP, you award the character of your choosing a 1d10 roll worth of skill points to the skill of your choosing. It's important that it's your choosing, not theirs. So Chris might be really begging for a little bit of help on his persuade roll, but you might say, fuck it, I'm going to give him a 1d10 bonus to his drive roll, just because you're a mean person.
Why would you guys do that to me?
Finally, the darkest option, Honey, I'm Home. For 60 XP from up to 2 spiritual advisors, aka you guys, you can bring a character back from the dead. Now, obviously, GM has final say, so I'm not going to guarantee that that's always going to work, but I don't see a situation where I would not allow that, especially if it was really interesting to the story. So, that is how we can spend. Let's check back in on the guys to see how the rolling's going. How's it going, guys?
Okay, at the end, you suggested for these skills, you gave me a list of ones that would be appropriate for a drifter.
Yes.
At the end, it says any 2 other skills as personal. Does that mean I only get 2 personal?
No, that means out of your occupational skills, you can pick 2 more to round out your character. The personal interest can be anything.
Okay. And what are the points for personal interest one more time? We're doing that after.
Yes, we'll do that after, and I think it was, I already forgot. Double.
I remember mine.
Intelligence times 2, I think.
Okay.
Question, Alex?
No, just that I'm done mine. 75. Yeah, I'm done mine.
Mike, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I realized I did have my fillable sheet up, so I'm just working on it right now.
Perfect. And Justin, looks like you're almost done.
Yep, I just did my personal interests, which are, well, my character likes going to the shooting range.
Ooh, convenient. That's okay.
It's very convenient. But he also really likes to listen to classical music. So
Not jazz this time.
not jazz. No, jazz.
His
He's
character's
not
going
about
to the
that
river
jazz.
to listen to some classical.
He's not about that jazz. About that jazz.
No.
Perfect.
So,
Okay.
for some of my personal stuff, just to give you a little bit of
give us some stuff, Alex.
background. So what I chose was some mechanical repair because I figured, like, I'm a tough guy. I'm working under the car.
The car.
Driving the car.
Let's see your sheet. Pull your sheet up.
Oh, is
pull
it
your
not
sheet
there
up.
anymore?
Just
I'm
go
sorry.
screen share.
That's too funny. I thought I had it up the whole time. Then I got a little bit of charm. A little bit. Because, you know, a little charming. Not so much in the firearms, but I figure I'm probably more handy with a shotgun.
Alex, did you add 10 to your firearms?
No.
Is that what that 10 means?
Oh, yeah.
Then make that 30, because it would be
Why?
inclusive. It's inclusive of that percentage in the brackets.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, which is good. That means it's higher than you thought.
So this, I haven't done that for anything, so this would be...
Yeah, so just add them.
40. Okay.
Spot hidden is extremely useful in this game as well. I would say the most useful skills, and this is only from experience, not the game I'm creating, but spot hidden, listen, psychology, charm, persuasion, any sort of guns.
Fast talk.
Fast talk, yeah. Oh, and I will mention, this game's a little different like that too. In the old game, you would roll credit rating. That is not the case here. You assign of your points, of your personal interest points, to credit rating. However, based on your occupation, it's going to be in that range. So each of your occupations I posted have a credit rating. For example, expectedly, Chris's credit rating can only be from 0 to 5. So you're very low. Whereas Mike's credit rating, because the student, is only 5 to 10. Alex's is 9 to 60, so he could spend up to 60 skill points into his credit rating, meaning that he'll have better connections and things like that.
Hypothetically, though, I could go to 100% on one of these. Could I not?
No, and that's just I mean, you can hypothetically, but GM would say no to it. Like, I would say no to it personally. But they allow that in this, which I thought was kind of weird too, because I don't think that would be very fun. But
Yeah.
I think because they introduced the extreme and hard successes, it kind of evens the playing field. Because while you might have 99% in guns, it would just be a hard, or well, guns is a bad example, but you might have 99% in education or knowledge. You'd still have to get an extreme success every time.
Right.
But it would be higher. So, everyone good?
Yeah, I'm just putting in that last thing. I'm gonna put some into my credit rating.
Yeah.
I can put points, so like I can
Wow.
do 15 points, and that would bring me up to 45 because my minimum is 30.
If your minimum is 30, then you're good. Yeah.
Okay. And where does that go in the sheet? Credit rating. Can't find it.
There's an actual spot for it. I think it's on the second page maybe, or
Cash
near the
and
bottom.
assets. Next
I
door.
just
No,
put
it's a
it under
skill.
cash and
It's-
assets. Yeah.
It's a skill. Never mind. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's an actual skill. That's right.
Credit rating? Oh.
Okay, sorry. I totally missed how that credit rating works.
Yo fucker.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
you
kept
can
my
just
9 to 60.
So
You can
I got
assign-
like between 5 and 10.
Yeah, so you can assign that many points to you.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So 5 to 10. Why don't I just put 10?
He can, but it would be taking away from his personal interest points. You assign it just like any other skill, right?
So it comes from our personal interest or from our education ones, because it comes under our education.
I'm not too sure. I would think. Actually, maybe education would make sense. Yeah, you could probably use education. I'll check it while we do, but I would say go for it.
Because it's under that there heading, I would think it would be that one.
True, I would agree. Yeah.
I'm lost here. What do you mean assign points for credit rating? So 9 to 60
Yeah.
for credit rating.
Just like guns, just like any other thing, you can assign points to your credit rating based on your occupation. So, like, if you want to increase your guns, you spend 20 points of the number to increase it. You can spend 20 points on your credit rating to increase that as well.
Right, but I didn't. I've already assigned all my points.
Yeah, then you're fine.
Right.
You can just leave it as a
What's
one.
the 9 to 60? I don't understand that.
Oh, because you can't. Okay, if Chris is a drifter, he can't have a 60 credit rating. That would mean he's like rich. So
So I could have assigned, but I could only assign 60 max.
exactly, that would be your maximum.
Sorry, what's
If
the
I
benefit of
want.
having a high credit rating? Is it like I can buy a car?
Honestly, yeah. No, it's things like that, like your credit score,
Trying to take a loan out.
the way people interact with you and see you. Like as a gambler-ish, or a degenerate, I would say, or whatever you are, you would be looked down on by high society
Okay.
because your credit rating would be indicative of that. Perfect. Okay, so the nuts and bolts are done, and as we enter into the last phase, we shouldn't be too much longer, but I do really want to do this part because this is usually a part that we tend to skip, and it is extremely important for this game. The last page of the screens are your ideology, beliefs, significant people. Now, some of you guys I've already filled out a few names and things like that. Those are things that you can't really change. However, everything else is up to you guys, and I really want you to create a little bit of a quick background. So, personal description, I will bring it all up in front of me, and I will show you. There's a lot of options for personal descriptions if you're looking for some. Right here, you can be rugged, pretty, smart, dirty, youthful, stout, elegant, pale, rosy, stuffy, brawny, strapping. Whatever you want. Throw a few down, make up your own. I don't care. You can roll a die and pick it randomly if you don't feel like getting into it.
Okay,
write down a
roll a
few.
die. Let's roll a die.
Yeah. There's a lot of these that you can roll a die on.
How many die should I roll?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Well, then basically you could
3d12?
Yeah, so 30. Well, it's a 36 options. So yeah, do a 10 or something like 3d12, sure.
So am I picking 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. See what I turn out. A 4, a 6, and 11.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Dirty.
Makes sense.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hairy.
Oh, man.
Dirty
2,
Harry.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Muscular.
I'm an ape.
You're dirty, hairy, muscular ape.
Damn, dirty, hairy,
So throw on some
muscular
personal-
apes.
Ideology.
1d12, you said?
Oh, yeah. Well, you can pick, or you can.
You don't have to do it the way I did.
Damn, dirty
I like
apes.
that. I can't find that list in my investigator handbook.
No, this is on the main one. But I have it up on my screen. Just roll 3. I'll read them out to you.
I think I'm gonna
Okay, I'm going to get rid of Harry and change it to Scruffy.
Sounds good.
Just because.
You do what you want to do.
Alright, let's see what Frank Nelson Underhill looks like. Oh, wait.
Alex, you'd be strapping, glamorous, and frail.
No.
Well, you can have, but
How can you be strapping and frail?
well, hold on. But here's the thing. Here's where we want to do this. Frail, you could be frail jaw. You could have like a
Ooh,
piece of you that's
okay.
very frail.
Ooh.
Glass
No, but I
jaw.
don't. Glass ankles.
What do you got? 5, 6, 3.
5, 5, and 3.
1,
Weary
2,
makes
3,
sense.
4, 5. So you have youthful, which no, that doesn't really work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weary, that would work. And 3, dull. Yeah, weary and dull definitely work for
I'm
you.
going to re-roll the first one. Smart, weary, and dull. I like it.
Perfect. Mikey, you wanna roll
Ordinary?
some more?
Why even have one? That's ordinary.
Because that's important. It's
The
important.
we need the ordinary to contrast the absurd in the.
Can I
Alright.
ask you, what am I calling? Are you calling it a keeper this time, right? Not DM,
Yes, I'm the keeper.
GM? Keeper, is it okay to have in the 70s for some skills?
What skills are they?
Dodge?
Yes, I'll look over them after because I got to
Okay.
make sure that we can go over. But that should be fine. After we'll send them all. All right, let's blow through the rest of this. Ideology beliefs. You can roll for these too if you want to do 1d10.
Yes, I do. Because I'm trying to get into my character and he's all about gambling.
Yeah, that's the way.
Eight.
to do it.
Oh.
Politics.
Conservative, social, liberal. So write down which side you're on, I guess.
Ooh.
I said
Liberal.
politics, too.
I'm all about the union.
All about the union.
I'm a union activist.
Alex, what do you
Significant
do?
people is also the daughter.
Oh, 9. I'm gonna go with 9. Money is power.
Yeah, that's fair. And
I'm
Mike,
gonna get all I can.
Sorry, I'm a little lost because I was getting caught up in my sheet here.
Your shit?
Yeah.
okay.
well,
Write
no,
down-
whatever.
write down a few personal descriptions of yourself, and if you want to roll for ideology, you can, or you can pick one. I would
Yeah,
say
let's,
you're probably more based on your character. I guess you're more 3, but you could roll if you want.
yeah, I'll go with that.
All right. Significant people. You guys can roll for this too. However, you kind of already have histories of who you would be. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think-
rolling.
Yeah, yours would be your daughter. Yours would be your wife, Frank. Alex, you could roll if you want.
What are the other ones? A fellow investigator, famous person. Oh, I don't know any famous boxers before 1921.
Manager.
Huh?
You can also roll how they're significant
Yeah,
to
before
you.
1921.
Did you roll for this, Alex?
Not yet, no.
If you want to, you can roll for it, or I'll keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for it right now.
Okay.
6.
6. So you have a person who taught you your highest occupational skill.
That would make sense.
I feel like all boxers back in the 1920s always fought this way.
Yeah, right.
Is that a thing?
And then roll another d10, Alex.
Another D10?
Yeah.
3.
3. So they gave your life meaning, and
Okay.
you can pick how. You aspire to be like them, whatever. And Jarrett, you have a background too. You have your grandfather and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking that probably one of my professors would be more like the father figure that I never had, because my grandfather wasn't all that nice to me.
You're good at that accent.
Thanks.
Don't you fucking drop it.
3.
I've been working on it.
Oh.
They got a lot of fucking wicked weird shit with it though, eh?
Wicked and weird.
Like they use the term bullshit. I was telling this to Chris the other day. They don't necessarily just mean like, hey, this situation is bullshit. If they're feeling like sick or something, or they're angry, they'll be like, I'm bullshit.
I'm bullshit, man.
So I'm not
fucking
going to use that because that will mess with my head.
I feel like you accidentally looked up the Jersey Shore accent.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Potentially.
But the other thing that's really weird that I don't get is I was also telling Chris this, is their use of negatives to denote a positive. So, like, if you did something and I was explaining to someone that you did something and then you called me out on it, I would say, yeah, it's just like I says you didn't. But that would mean that I said you did. And that just, I'm not going to use that because that messes with my own head.
I want to mess with your head. You got sanity. Chris Lawrence asked, I assume the 60 XP is the one that qualifies as needing to be approved before Wednesdays. Yes, that would be the one. It would have a discussion. We have to make sure everything's good. Meaningful locations, you guys can roll 1d10 and I'll read them out. I would like each of you to pick one.
Okay. What am I doing?
I have
here?
them.
Give me the numbers.
5.
5 is a place for socializing. Gentleman's club, local bar, uncle's house. You got lots of options as a gambler.
Okay.
Alex, you got 4? Alex has a place for quiet contemplation. Library, country walks, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I
Justin-
forgot I was on mute. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was on roll. I was rolling for something else.
I picked an underground casino.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a little worried about like when you were like scrolling up and down because I was like, yeah, I'll do the grave of a significant person, like my child lover. What?
Huh?
But it's like child or lover. I didn't see it because you were scrolling really fast.
I'm sorry. I zoomed out. Is that better?
Yeah, your resolution's a little fuzzy.
Well, we can't have it both ways. Either
Yeah,
you get
true.
to see it all, or you don't. Actually,
Well,
But
I gotta
I think I'm
see-
going to kind of combine two because I do want it to be like the grave of my mother, but it's where I do go to do my quiet contemplation.
go for it. Now, a few of you have treasured possessions that already exist too. Mike, you already have your grandfather's diary,
Yeah.
which you keep with you always. Frank, I don't think you have one. You can pick one. Henry, I don't think
Picture
you
of my daughter.
Picture of your daughter, you're right.
But I also
And-
got a deck of cards.
Sounds great.
So you are a fucking card shark.
Good.
Yes.
Anything else on this page, or can I roll?
Oh, wait, hold on. Treasure possessions.
You can do a memento of the departed person, something
Yeah.
from your wife.
Memento from Ellen.
Perfect. Now, gambler under traits. That's already yours, Chris.
Okay.
Hey, do you got a name of a professor that I could use?
I do. I'll send it to you after, though.
Okay.
It's got to be a secret.
Okay.
You are ambitious, Mike. So you might as well put that down under your traits. You have that pursuit of knowledge.
I do.
The traits I kind of gave you guys already. Justin, you're obviously revenge seeking. I guess that would be
Generous.
maybe. I'm thinking
Good
maybe more.
reputation.
I guess more ambitious as well.
Ambitious.
And Edward, you're looking for a fight, so a hedonist, I guess, might be the closest. Key background connections we don't need to worry about because we got you guys working out in the first episode. Gender we know, name we know, picture we know. So other than that, we have your credit rating already written down. Put down your cash spending level and assets. Cash doesn't have to be carried by the person, but it should be like what you have on a daily basis, $22, $60, things like that. Then we have equipment. I'm not allowing any of you to have any guns, even if you shoot on ranges on the weekend, because I think that's a easy one, and I think it's. I never bought it, especially in Call of Cthulhu, especially like a train operator. Like, okay, you have a gun, you will own it, but you'll never keep it on you. It'll be in a box in the safe in the basement. So I won't have you write it as equipment, but if you'd like to put it as like a possession on the upper part, sure, but we won't be doing damage for them just yet.
Are you sure? Because we have a right to bear arms,
Yeah, but those are like big.
and I
hairy
want to
grizzlies.
exercise that right.
Oh.
Yes. No. You will get guns, but we're gonna do this more down earth, as in, oh my God, shit is fucked up. I'm gonna go get my gun. The problem is, as soon as you have guns listed in equipment, it's like, I'm going to bring my gun everywhere. And I don't want it to be that way. I want you guys to think things through first.
We'll just shoot at things.
Yeah, you will.
I see you played this game with Chris before.
I really have. I remember it so. It was like the climax of the story. The man is sitting. The man they've been chasing. He's old and dying. And the investigator, my wife's cousin, is walking up to him. Where's the? I can't remember what they're looking for. They're like, where's the guy? Where? We need to solve this murder. And he's like, I'll tell you nothing. Chris literally goes, bang.
You won't tell us anything.
She'll be like, just blood on her face.
She was so mad.
She was so mad.
So mad.
What the fuck? Why
Yeah,
did
she was gonna be in the Invictus stream, and then she's like, "Wait, is Chris playing?"
Yeah.
No, there's no point.
It's so freaking true. No, but generally speaking, yes, you guys. Well, tempo is different with Call of Cthulhu because killing people is the worst answer. It means that you're not willing to talk to them. That being said, don't get me wrong. That scene was hilarious and fun, and it didn't change anything in the story because that guy was pretty much done at that point. But my more point to this is not to make you guys impulsive. I don't care about that. Be impulsive if you want. More so, I think realistically, you wouldn't carry a gun around with you, especially the 4 characters that you guys have been painted out. Maybe the only person I could see being pushed would be Henry. Frank, even though your wife passed away, and even though you shoot on the weekend, the timid nature that you're going with, I wouldn't buy it.
I doubt I'd be able to get a gun. It'd be tough for me to do.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that your backstory has gangster-ish guys after you, I could see you being like, I need to protect myself. Whereas the rest of you aren't like, oh my god, there's someone watching me. You just be like,
Well,
I'm gonna put a knife down because I think I'd have a knife. I think
now here is an argument, a counter argument. I mean, my wife has died. I asked the officers, "Will you find them?" I could picture Frank going downstairs into I guess there isn't downstairs, his apartment, going to the box on the top shelf of his closet, pulling out his pistol that he hasn't used in a while, and just pulling it, like just looking at it, and questioning whether or not he would use it.
100%. And I could see himself? Him. I could see him going to the shooting range to boost up his skills. I could see him doing all that, but I still would say he puts it back in the box and at the top of the drawer at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can see
He would never strike me as the guy carrying it on him. And to me, equipment means you're carrying it on you.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. So I said you can write it as a possession for sure. Right to bear arms, absolutely. But you guys won't be carrying it on you unless you know there's a threat.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fine with me.
The only guns I carry with me are these puppies.
The off chance that I'll run into my wife's murderer.
Yeah. Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?
Bang! Bang!
That would impact my reputation too badly.
Yeah, that's true. So perfect. So that is basic character creation. The last thing, and I'm not going to go too much into it. I'll spend the first 10 minutes before we start the game jumping into it, is sanity. Obviously, sanity is the thing that's going to go up and down. Rule of thumb is that every time something scary happens, you roll for sanity. We've done that many times. I'm also implementing the 7th edition rules and the actual rules for sanity, which are a little more complex. Basically, every time you lose 5 or more sanity, you have a moment or a bout of madness, where for 1d10 rounds I control you, which is something that apparently they did in a lot of games. We never did it. I think there was times where maybe we would control 1 round, but we never did it that much. So this is one that we will be using. So when you lose sanity and it's 1d5, or sorry, it's more than 5, you guys will have a bout of madness. Which basically just means you'll do something. You might vomit, you might attack someone, you might freak out and start screaming, you might do a multitude of different things. So, but on that note, with the sanity, they did add that rule, which I like, in End of the World, where you build up a resistance, because I think that's so much smarter. And basically, the rule is, if you're seeing a creature multiple times, like if you're seeing a guy get shot or a werewolf or something, I don't know. Once you've lost the amount of sanity that could maximum yield. So let's say you saw a guy die, and I say roll a 1d4. After watching enough people die that you've accumulated 4 points of sanity, whether it be the first time or after 3 times, then you no longer have to roll sanity against that. You understand? It makes sense that way too. Like if you roll 1d6 every time you see a giant snake, and you get 6 on the first time, you're never going to take more sanity. If you see it 3 times and get 2 each time, you're never going to have to roll again because you've reached your sanity point for that.
Unless, of course, it would come under your like phobias. Because that would make sense too if it would say if you had a phobia.
Interestingly enough, phobias are added during bouts of sanity and things like that. So that's where phobias come in. And yes, you're right. If it was like pertaining that way, if you had a bout of sanity and a phobia got added or something, sanity is pretty deep. So there's a lot of shit into it, and we can look into that as we start. But a few last questions before we end. We have Bob asking, will anyone be visiting the Dreamlands in the next 10 weeks? Yes. Why not? Yeah, we're going to do something in the Dreamlands. It's not going to be Lovecraft's Dreamlands because I don't particularly like it that much. But they will be definitely entering some sort of Dreamlands. Because why not? What are you guys going to do? Hide from it? Fuck you, I'm going to put you in there anyway.
More coffee.
I will not sleep. I will not sleep.
Gabe, Alex's character can carry his old boxing gloves, can he? Yeah, for sure, he can. I don't think he'd carry them on him again, unless he was.
All the time, man. Hey, are you a boxer? Yeah. What? What you want to fight?
I don't think that would give you a necessary bonus anyway, but we can figure it out. Are any of them war vets? They might have guns from the war, Hans. Yes, and again, they might. Well, no, they're not. They could have guns, but again, in the equipment capacity, they're not going to be carrying them on them until they have a reason. And I think that's fair. I think the minute you guys see something wrong, even if there's someone screaming outside your window and you say, I go for my gun, sure. Justifiable, no problem with it. But I do find that when we roll up characters with any Call of Cthulhu game, the first thing is, all right, I got a shotgun and I carry it on me always.
Yeah.
With possessions, if we wanted to have a gun, do we have to buy it with our cash?
If you want to buy a gun, yeah. Yep, for sure. If you own a gun, like, again, Frank, totally justified. I get that. Henry, no. Knife, sure. That's totally fine. Jarrett, I wouldn't buy that either, but it's your call if you can justify it. Edward, no, I don't think you would either because you're a fisticuffs man. And Alex asked 3 questions, which I'm not going to read.
What? No, I didn't.
Oh, you mentioned 3 things. Edward Mason did. And Aisha just said nice character quirks. Yes, I think these are nice, quirky characters, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Call of Cthulhu starts next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow we are going to be posting the first enigma. You might solve it within 30 seconds. You might take a few days to do it. No problem. Email us the result. Please stay tuned. We are going to continue doing the MVP posts. We are going to be doing all this kind of stuff, and we are so excited to be back here next week. I think Gabe has a final question because I just saw him post. He asked, Justin's character drive a train to escape a creature? Can Justin's character drive a train to escape a creature?
Damn
Yes.
straight I can.
Sure. Yeah.
We need a whole
Situation calls for it. I am ready.
railroad laid down, lots of
Yeah.
nitroglycerin.
And One Direction. Look, that just has to cut you off, but yes, for sure, he'll be fine. Perfect. All right. Other than that, I am done. If you guys have any other questions, post them on the Facebook. I will happily answer them. Thank you guys so much for staying up with us. You guys are the real MVPs.
Every single one of you.
And I'm going to take a stab at saying Bob, Aisha, Gabe, Hans, and Chris are probably the 5 that I see viewing us. And maybe there's a few more out there that are just staying silent. And if you are, come on to the Facebook group. That's where all the fun is happening. That's where everybody sexy is. And we would love to spend some time with you and just, hang out and get silly and get messy and things like that.
Let's get messy.
We are starting Call of Cthulhu next week. We will see you then. Have a wonderful week. And as Chris always says,
See you around the table.
guys. Good night.
Night.